famous arena, Madison Square Garden. We're set for the Sweet 16. Second game of the night here at MSG. Florida Atlantic, the Owls, coming out of Conference USA against the SEC's Tennessee Volunteers. The winner will advance to the Elite Eight, and a matchup with Kansas State, who just won a thriller against Michigan State just moments ago. With that, we welcome you. Hi, everybody. Brian Anderson along with Jim Jackson, College Basketball Hall of Famer. We'll hear from Allie LaForce, Gene Steratore on rules as well. This has a very interesting feel to this matchup. Two contrasting styles. Yes. What are your headlines getting us started?
Well, Tennessee, the girth, the physicality, of course, the ability to guard multiple positions and make you play a little bit differently. Olivier Kambois right there, 27 points high, is a career high, but then you have the scoring of Janelle Davis on the other side, who set, records in his last performance. Contrast of style, who wins out? I think a lot will be dictated by how the officials, begin this game and kind of set the tone.
FTU took down the top seed Purdue, and then FAU took them down 29-12, 5-5 for Janelle Davis, Nick Boyd, Janelle Davis, Brian Greenlee, Elijah Martin, Vlad Golden from Russia, the starting five. Then you got the international pool here, Santiago Vescovi from Uruguay. You got Olivier Kambois, who hails from Finland, and Uroš Plavčić from Serbia. Rick Barnes, boy, he has been at the helm for a lot of great teams. 27th NCAA tournament. Dusty May, Conference USA Coach of the Year, coming off back-to-back wins, their first 2 wins ever in program history in the NCAA tournament.
I'm laughing because Rick Barnes recruited me when I was a sophomore in high school when he was an assistant coach to Gary Williams in Ohio State. And Dustin May, of course, from Terre Haute, Indiana, where my mother is from. Oh. So it's a lot of connections here in this game, and I got one more from FAU as the game goes on.
You're all tied in here. We get it underway. AJ Desai, Brian Dorsey, Larry Scaroto are 3 officials. Clarence Armstrong, the standby official. First possession for Tennessee. Uroš Plavčić puts one on the board. The 7-footer from Serbia. They've got massive length. Tennessee. Plavčić, 7'1". The biggest of them all. Here is Elijah Martin. This is what Florida Atlantic can do, and if they make their threes, they can make this a very difficult game for Tennessee.
Well, 2 things, Plavčić. 2 things happened that were great. One, he scored one, and he didn't pick up an offensive foul like he did early in the Duke game. But then, quick offense for FAU allows him to get some spacing and open shots, and we saw it on the first possession by Martin.
Inside, the Plavčić once again taking on the big 7-footer Golden. No, gets his own. Plavčić goes up, misses again. Golden with the rebound. Florida Atlantic is generally small, but Golden, a 7-footer. Turnover. Tennessee relentless defensively. Josiah Jordan James peels it back. Vescovi gives it back to him in the corner. The lefty buries the triple. James with his first bucket.
And Brian, how much with the length, especially on the perimeter for Tennessee's, we saw the tip pass resulting into a steal, have an effect when FAU gets kind of boggled down in their half-court sets against this long, athletic Bulls team.
Here's Greenlee, kicks it. Back around the horn it goes. Point guard Boyd, no. Vescovi in there fighting for the rebound. Tennessee finished 4th in the SEC. Their 7th Sweet 16. The only win was 2010. They've never been to the Final Four. Vescovi, the southpaw, no. James, offensive rebound. In and out it goes. Golden clears. FAU won the Conference USA regular season and tournament. They've won 9 straight, 33 wins. Had a 20-game winning streak earlier in the season. Coming off their first 2 NCAA tournament wins ever in program history in just their 2nd appearance. The Owls from Boca Raton. Late clock here, got to get one up. And Boyd finds a seam in there with the left hand. Nick Boyd, the freshman point guard. Again, dumping it down inside to Plavšić. And that little turnaround jump hook, that looks like it's all day right now.
Well, the strategy, too, by going deep inside the paint, it helps control tempo, meaning that now the game slows down a little bit, you score. Tennessee can then set their defense. You're not playing against an Owls team that loves to get in transition.
Extra pass, it's a foul away from the ball. Golden got blasted inside. And that was Meshack with the foul.
You see Boyd with the patience, the finish. Plavšić inside, a beautiful touch inside.
And a little touch after.
Little touch
just
after.
let him know he's there.
And this one right here to let him know that one.
Oh, yeah. Vescovi.
I mean, you can look at that, too, from an official perspective, and maybe Gene can talk about that because it's really not an action towards the basketball. That was old school for us. We used to check big men coming down the lane like that. But they've been, taking that out of the game in regards to checking that way.
Yeah, they did change that foul from Meshack to Vescovi.
Yeah, Vescovi go down.
And then, it's funny because Rick Barnes was talking about the Duke game, Tennessee beating Duke in the second round in Orlando as we get another foul here. So Jemai Meshack picks up the foul. Vescovi and Meshack with fouls. Rick Barnes said, I didn't think it was that physical of a game. It started physical. We had a few moments there was some blood drawn, some aggressive fouling, because overall it wasn't that physical of a game, he thought, compared to what they normally play, which is an interesting take. Florida Atlantic head coach Dusty May said they've been watching rugby film to get ready for Tennessee. Meshack, a superior defender, got a hand on that one, forces a turnover. That's going to be a big matchup. Meshack, who's having to run the point guard right now, his skills on the defensive end unmatched in the SEC. Cobble can't connect. Vescovi went for the steal. Johnell Davis, man, he's got a great shot fake, and he had James up off his feet, gets his own board. Martin now drives it. Martin strong and couldn't pack it down, but he's fouled. Aggressive, taking it to the 7-footer from Serbia, Uroš Plavšić.
But not afraid of the big fella. If you're going to go into traffic, this is how you're going to try to finish with the dunk. Missed it, but got to the free throw line.
COVID-19? And
they'll be matching up on CBS shortly from Las Vegas. Kansas State taking down Michigan State. UConn advancing over Arkansas as well. Send it over to Allie LaForce. Hello, Allie.
Well, Brian, when Florida Atlantic coach Dusty May was asked about advancing to the Sweet 16 and his opponent, Tennessee, in his post-game presser on Sunday, he said he needs to study Australian rugby, and boy, did that fire up these Tennessee players. Sure, Coach Barnes laughed and said, hey, I enjoy Australian rugby, by the way, but the players told me they took it as a direct jab, and they will not be backing down. Kamwa told me, as much as people want to call us a rugby team, we have the same approach every single game, so if they need to change their approach, that's on them. Vescovi laughed and told me, quote, I think it's funny. He said, we made an emphasis to play tougher against Duke, but it won't be that much different than how we play every single game. We are in for a physical battle. There's no doubt about that, guys.
I love it, and I love the attack early by FAU off the dribble. I love the defensive nature, being true to who you are for Tennessee, and give Duke a lot of credit, because it wasn't the Duke contingency that was complaining. It was more writers and other people outside of their organization or program that had a lot to say about the physicality.
Hot pass off the feet. Let's get the subs in here now. Both of these coaches use their bench liberally. Rosado and Gaffney enter for FAU and Dusty May. You've got Adu, Phillips, and Key on the floor now. Their first minutes on the floor. Both of these coaches will go 9, sometimes 10 deep. They expect great defense, and FAU wants to run. Late clock here. Vescovi, long range three is cash money. This kid can shoot it. Santiago Vescovi from Uruguay. Tennessee up 10-6. First 5 minutes of this Sweet 16 matchup between FAU and the Volunteers. Down inside, this is Rosado. Giancarlo Rosado behind the back. Late clock again. Martin Can't get Phillips off his feet. Scores on him. Strong move by Elijah Martin, one of their top players. He's got 6 already.
I love how he identified in the middle of the court that he couldn't get there, but he waited. He was patient. And he utilized excellent footwork to reverse pivot off the glass.
In the corner. In and out it goes. Tyreek Key, who could be a key for Tennessee as we roll through this game. Tennessee losing their starting point guard. And that's been a big story. Zakai Ziegler is out with an ACL injury. Best Coke ever? Take a taste and see for yourself. Tennessee able to get through what looked like the kind of loss that was going to take him out of postseason contention.
Yeah.
Just had ACL surgery Monday. He's in uniform. He's back on the bench cheering on his guys. Jimmy, he's the alpha, and Rick Barnes said, we didn't just lose a point guard. We lost our DNA.
He set everything. He set the table for everybody. What you didn't see also defensively was the 2 steals that you're missing. Deflections, impact, excellent ball movement that time by FAU, not able to get it. But because Tennessee was able to lean into their defense a lot more, allow their offense to come around and other players to get comfortable initiating the offense, that kept them in play. It wasn't pretty at times, but effective, and it got up to this point right now where they're playing for a chance in the Elite Eight.
Ziegler, one of the great defenders in the SEC and in the country. Again, it's Key in the corner. Other corner is good for him this time. Tyreek Key, transfer from Indiana State. Scored 16 against Missouri in the SEC quarterfinal game. He can light the fuse. Man, that's going to be a turnover. Martin throws it out of bounds.
Wow, this is a big basket for Tyreek Key, struggling in the first 2 NCAA games, only going 5 for 18, but more importantly 2 for 8 from 3. But that time he didn't think about it, kind of caught it in rhythm, felt confident. I'm sure the coaching staff and even his players said, listen, when you're open, you catch, you shoot, don't think about it, and that time able to capitalize.
Jalen Gaffney fell down. That's why that pass ended up on the Tennessee bench, and the Volunteers turn it over. Hook away from behind. FAU having trouble right now. This is what Tennessee does. They, as they say, bring the game into the mud. In their first 2 games, they beat Louisiana in round 1, beat Duke in round 2, held them both to their season low in scoring. That's out of bounds. Florida Atlantic will take over as a Tennessee turnover gives them the ball back. Get complete coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Tournament. It's on NCAA.com. The Owls with a program record 33 victories. Gaffney finds Golden inside, missed it. And that's going the other way, Tennessee ball.
I like that play, but the pass took Golden a little bit further away from the basket. If that pass could have been inside the key, he would have been able, Golden, to catch and finish that with his left hand, but it drug him out just a little bit outside of his comfort zone in an attempt to make that shot inside.
James, they cleared out for him. Got a height advantage as he shoots one up and over Michael Forrest. Tennessee exploiting those mismatches. Went inside to Plopchich early a couple of times with success. Very balanced scoring attack. Biggest key for Tennessee, can they protect the basketball? Right now it is Florida Atlantic who is a little shaky with the ball. It's going to be a foul. Ooh, Jemiah Mashak picks up another foul here. Most wins in Division I. Right now the Cougars, one of the 2-1 seeds remaining, sitting at 33. Florida Atlantic with 33 victories. Jimmy, win or lose here tonight, this is going to be one of those teams they talk about for decades, putting Florida Atlantic on the map, and a program that is moving to the American Athletic next season. Another turnover. Tennessee defense too much, and a hard foul as James hits the deck. A couple of free throws coming.
What the length again of Tennessee to cause the deflection, and then because it's a live ball turnover, your defense is not set for FAU now. The advantage goes towards Tennessee in transition. You have to be sure of the passes, use ball fakes in order to kind of go against what this length is going to present. 3 field goals early for FAU and 5 turnovers.
Yeah, 2 more turnovers than shots made. Hey, you can watch live men's games on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device. NCAA March Madness Live. Scan the QR code now to download.
You were talking about FAU and season to remember. Keep in mind, you got 3 sophomores, redshirt freshmen, and a junior that start out. I mean, so I don't care what happens now.
And they've been together.
And they've been together. You're talking about building on something that has longevity. And then you recruit based on that success. You're able to build something that is sustaining.
Hey, if they want to send an NCAA tournament game to Boca Raton, we'll be all for it. We'll hit the beach.
Yeah, that in the golf course.
Tennessee, strong start. They're doing what they want to do. Johnell Davis had the hot hand in the second round matchup against FDU, and he gets one in. So Johnell Davis with his first made basket. 25 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 steals. First time ever in an NCAA tournament game. Stat stuffer. Key. Jump hook no good. Weatherspoon. First minutes on the floor with the rebound. Weatherspoon not afraid. Yeah, look at Golden ripping down the rebound, and that's going to be a foul on Adu. Well, that's what FAU wants to see. Their big 7-footer from Russia. Mix it up. We're underway. Sweet 16. 9 minutes into this one.
Let's eat.
Paramount Plus for coverage of featured groups Amen Corner and holes 15 and 16. Tennessee head coach Rick Barnes. What a career he has put together. 68 years of age, 36 years in coaching. Providence was stop number 2. Then he went into the ACC at Clemson. His best run was with Kevin Durant and the Texas Longhorns. 4-time coach of the year there. And been at Tennessee since 2015. Standing by a moment ago with Allie.
Well, Coach, it's hard to criticize that start, but I know you will. What do you need to see in the next 11 minutes?
I still think they've gotten a couple shots, wide open shots, that I know they're capable of making, and I know they will make it. We don't clean it up a little bit. They're getting the ball down court quick on us. We got to match up better, and we've got to make some layups. We've had some point-blank shots that we've got to make.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you.
All right, now thanks to Rick Barnes. Good job, Allie. Here is Boyd for 3. And Weatherspoon flying high for the rebound. Golden lost the handle. Second chance opportunity here for the Owls of Florida Atlantic. And Tennessee, they are all over the guards. And nice shake right there. A little shake and bake from Brandon Weatherspoon. Tyreek Key will run the point right now. Who has the ball in his hands is a big story for Tennessee throughout this game. James will do it. All their guards will share time. The freshman Julian Phillips cannot hit. Here goes Elijah Martin. And a pass deflected by James. FAU turns it over again, Jimmy.
Those active hands that time. Martin got a little buried. 6 turnovers early. Again, you got to be able to pump fake, get the arms down, and be able to have clear passing lanes.
Olivier Como not getting a lot of touches early here. Key left wide open. Missed it. One and done.
Rebox out by Golden. Black tucked inside. And Como, you know, he's going to get his looks, but I think the scouting report is saying that, you know, try to deny him some open early opportunities, being that he's, you know, tied his career high with 27 in the last game.
James gets the Martin assignment. Davis left open. Davis can't hit a 3. Key with a rebound. Tennessee, they will want to run if they can. It's very much an offense-defense setup. They do such great work on the defensive end. They do get a lot of turnovers. Leads to some easy buckets. Dusty May talking about his team. It's important for Florida Atlantic to be mindful of the breakouts. Ooh, James from the logo. Everybody wants to shoot from the logo. Comes up empty, low percentage shots. Boyd can't turn the corner. Dusty May has got 4 players soon to be checking in here. Golden working from the middle. Oh, Golden, and he wrapped that elbow. It's going to be a travel. Advanced stats presented by Invesco QQQ. Check this out, Jimmy. Points per possession defensively. Rick Barnes' team, 0.77. That is second only to the Houston Cougars, and that is through a rugged schedule in the SEC.
The key to a really good defensive team is, one, you take care of your own man. One, you guard the ball, you don't get beat off the dribble as much. And I know it's impossible with some of the talented players in the SEC, and then the back line has to provide help, and you have to shrink the court, and that's what Tennessee has done extremely well all year.
Kamala misses. Tough start for Kamala. He's 0 for 2. He had a big game against Duke, 29. Look at Plavsic going to work. Plavsic flexing his muscles inside. A chance at a three-point play.
Well, it's not rocket science. If you have the advantage inside, whether that's Plavsic inside or you have your guards that have, are taller and longer and more physical, you go to that. And we seen early in this game that the ball is going to be centered inside. And that time, Johnell Davis reached right at the end thinking that he could get the ball away, but Plavsic a little bit too strong, too big. That one was a little too short on that shot.
Giving him some offense. He only took one shot against Duke, did Plavsic. He was tough on Kyle Filipowski of the Blue Devils, though. Tennessee, the 4 seed, taking down Duke. Here's James Spring-Street, met at the rim. Rosado turns him away. Johnell Davis. And that's going to be an offensive foul. Going the other way. Olivier Kamwa standing in there tough.
And that's the part I'm talking about, one-on-one defense. Taking up the challenge. Olivier Kamwa right there, able to slide his feet, anticipate the baseline, drive, and then get there in time, put his body in place, and pick up a crucial second foul on Johnell Davis.
Davis with a 29-point round 2 performance against FDU. Tennessee by 7. Go under 8 minutes. First half, again, dumping it down. Rosado with the big body on Plavsic. Oh, nice fake, and he lays it in. Oh, they call Tim Duncan the big fundamental. Plavsic's got a little bit of that going right now.
Yeah, that was excellent footwork, anticipation on what Rosado was going to do with that little pump fake.
Inside, strong finish. Giancarlo Rosado. They got 2 big men, Florida Atlantic. Golden, the 7-footer who sits, and then Rosado, and they are very different players.
Well, Rosado is more like a former teammate of mine, and they all say it, which is Boris Diaw. The ability for him to do a little bit of everything at 6'9", to defend, to pass, to score. You saw it on that last play, and he's calling for it right now.
Dusty May tells him to go quarterback this thing. Get stuck underneath, and a double dribble. And that'll be another FAU turnover. 9 turnovers here as we go under 7 minutes in this first half. Sweet 16 from Madison Square Garden. Leads it by 7. Forcing 9 turnovers, scoring 9 points off those turnovers as well. Dusty May, small town Indiana kid, lived a dream. He was Bob Knight's student manager. Bob Knight doesn't pose with the managers, Jimmy. A moment ago, Dusty May with Allie LaForce.
Coach, where are the turnovers coming from, and how do you avoid them?
We're trying to play over the top on the pick and roll. We got to hit the pockets and then spray it out opposite. We're not getting great movement either. The ball's staying on one side.
Offensively, where do you start closing this gap?
Taking care of the basketball, get out transition.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Program-changing team. His first head coaching job, he was an assistant at Florida, was Dusty May. His name starting to circulate. A lot of rumors going around as the coaching carousel at some of the power conferences open up. But he's done a great job here. 99 wins, most in school history in his 5th season. And he's got his Owls in the Sweet 16. Let's see about the adjustment now.
There with the 9 turnovers, you think about this. Tennessee has 21 shot attempts. FAU 15. Cut those turnovers in half. Count those as maybe some shots at the rim.
Kansas State beat Michigan State on this floor. An epic overtime victory for Kansas State. And they await the winner of this one. Vescovy on the drive, little turnaround. He's got a lot of sauce. Not there. Weatherspoon the rebound. Weatherspoon's come on, giving them some life.
Yeah, excellent defense. Now you can get out in transition. Right there, now you're able to see what you can do. And that's the thing. If you can stop Tennessee from scoring, you finish your defense on the rebounding side. Now you can get out and run, and you're not playing against the set Tennessee staunch defense able to score on that possession.
Boy, the redshirt freshman, known as the most vocal player they have. They put Greenlee, their best defender, on Vescovy now. They do. Guarded by Rosado. James. 6 to shoot. Josiah Jordan James elevates, comes up short. Gets his own. Another offensive rebound. Tennessee size had an effect on both ends. Adu, offensive board, is fouled and one. Jonas Adu to the line for a chance at a three-point trip.
Well, the pursuit of the offensive rebound with the size is challenging. Right now, we see it early on. That is the 6th offensive rebound.
Grant Williams of the Boston Celtics enjoying that. Well, he was a part of a classic NCAA tournament run. Eventually a loss to Purdue, but an incredible run for Grant Williams and company.
How about the career he's carved out, not knowing what position he would play in the NBA. But young men like that have a skill set to play hard, play defense, having high IQ, they figure out ways to make themselves valuable at the next level. Hence, nice little deal, no money.
Paid a little bit.
We got paid a little bit.
Professional coaches, scouts, general managers, they love Rick Barnes and the Tennessee program. They know these players are going to come out ready to play D at the next level. Late clock again, relentless pressure. Step back from Gaffney, comes up short. There is no room to work for Florida Atlantic right now. Approaching the 5-minute mark. Martin and Golden set to check back in. Rick Barnes contend with the 5 on the floor. Vescovy has got a quick release. Got to honor that. Meshack. Meshack will pull up. Long 2, no good. Oh, big offensive rebound. Lost the handle, though. James. And here comes Greenlee. Brian Greenlee. That's a tough defender on him. Not many point guards that can get by Meshack. Rosado backing his way down. Trying to score it through a double team. No chance. Adu with the block.
Yeah. Really good defensive discipline by Adu not to reach down, not to try to slap at it, just use his length to take away that shot from Rosado.
Meshack at the controls. Here's Key now. Gives it right back. See if both teams working a lot of clock here. Meshack on the tape. Cut off. Pull up. Got it. Sweet stroke right there by Jemai Meshack. Scored just 2 points against Duke in the round 2 matchup. Those came from the free throw line. Only put up 2 shots, missed them both.
Well, this team shoots Tennessee 33% from the three-point line, but they're accustomed to making tough twos. And you saw that right there with Meshack on that pull-up, even with defense right there in front of his face.
This game going exactly how Tennessee wants it. Another late clock scenario. Gaffney. And Forrest cans a 3. That's a big shot into the shot clock. Michael Forrest coming off the bench, knocking down his first triple and his first field goal. Vescovy drives, leaves it. What a pass. And Adu is fouled. Vescovy got eyes in the back of his head. Timeout on the floor. This is going to be some intense defensive struggle. Low-scoring affair. Sweet 16, Tennessee and Florida Atlantic. Glad you're with us.
Got this. Ball tournament is sponsored by Diggs. Diggs believes sports have the power to change lives. Invesco QQQ, official ETF of the NCAA. And by Wendy's, the official hamburger of March Madness.
Madison Square Garden on a Thursday night, and Jimmy Ken Palm had him as the #1 defensive rated team in NCAA, and they have shown it up here tonight. Impressive.
Well, it's all about the dedication of wanting to be first an individually great defensive player, and the numbers speak for themselves, and then collectively supporting each other if one happens to get beat. And that doesn't happen by accident. It's the kind of players that you recruit that buy into that from day one, and then it becomes contagious. And again, when you lose a key component of your lineup, okay, particularly, you have to figure out ways to win now until everybody catches up. Well, defense keeps you in the fray a little bit and allows you to offset maybe some of what you miss from that outstanding young man.
Points allowed just 57.8. Third best in the nation. Opponent field goal percentage, second best in the nation. All of these defensive stats, and it's a Rick Barnes staple. And he's got Tennessee right where he wants them as Adu knocks down the free throws, hits them both, pushes that lead to 8. 3:17 remaining. Plavsic big offensively early. He re-enters with 8 points on 4 of 6 shooting. Vescovy picks up Brian Greenlee. Fort Atlantic needs something. They need to find something offensively that they can hang their hat on right now. Golden sets a screen. And that's going to be a foul underneath. So a battle inside between Julian Phillips and Vlad Golden. Phillips called for the foul.
Well, that action actually got the switch that got Phillips on Golden inside. And how about this? Underneath, out of bounds. Plavsic is guarding the basketball to kind of take away an easy pass in.
6-footer trying to pass one over a 7-footer. Does it no problem. Greenlee just cannot shake Key. Key is another great defender. Extra pass. Shot fake. Now the ball's popping. Here's Boyd for 3. There you go, Florida Atlantic. That's what they needed.
Good
nice
patience.
Possession.
Yeah, good patience. Able to move the ball east and west. You shift that defense 2 feet on the dribble penetration, open shot.
37% of their offense comes from the three-point arc. Florida Atlantic is 3 for 10 thus far. Key springs open, missed it. Boyd with the board. Boyd gives it up. Greenlee, Weatherspoon, and now Martin. Oh, little crossover into the corner. Again, got him in rotation. Three-pointer no good. Offensive board. Elijah Martin. Got the big man on him, Plavsic. Martin going to work, trying to shake him. Plavsic moving his feet. Martin gives it up. Shot clock to 4 now. Plavsic taking on all the guards. What a defensive possession.
But you know what, though? The thing I think Plavsic understands is that he had support behind him. So he stood his ground, didn't try to reach, used his length, gave enough space, but was able to contest.
Missed that one, thought he was fouled. In transition, Tennessee gets back, though. Boyd. Martin. Shot fake again. Now Boyd's open. Missed another 3. 3 for 13 from beyond the arc. Florida Atlantic. 5-point Tennessee lead. Timeout on the floor. 1:16 left in this first half. TV's door-to-door renovation war. 4 teams tackle 4 identical houses on an all-new Rock the Block Monday, 9/8 Central on HGTV. Kansas State in a thriller over Michigan State in overtime, combined for 191 points. Awaiting the winner of FAU and Tennessee as we send it over to Allie LaForce.
Well, you're looking at Marquise Noel, who is a Kansas State star, but also a New York City star now, that he put on that gigantic performance to lift them against Michigan State with 20 points and an NCAA record 19 assists. And as he came down in the stands to watch this matchup, he was mobbed by fans. I mean, he is a star in the making. Everybody wanted selfies with him, pictures with him, autographs even, and security's having to get involved so he can just come down and watch this game, you guys.
Amazing. And had the steal at the end of the game that secured the win. 5 steals in the game as well. One of the great performances in NCAA tournament history.
With a player like that, you got to deal with some of the mistakes that he may make, knowing that the positives outweigh that, which it did, you know, in late game situations when he had to make plays.
Plavsic is going to work, comes up short, offensive rebound. Key, another chance. Vescovy gives it right back. Key's going to let it fly, comes up short. FAU holds. It's a 5-point game. Florida Atlantic's in there.
Yeah, good little stop right there. See if you can kind of capitalize on this and get some momentum as you head into halftime. Peppering out your best half, but yet you're still right here.
The ball's moving well last few possessions, but the three-pointers are not falling for the Owls. Shot clock is off. We go under 20. Tennessee has not scored in the last 3 minutes and change. And they'll set up for the last one. That last game combined 191 points. We might not get to 100 with these two. Vescovy gets the switch. Vescovy shot fake, lets it fly. In and out. And did it go? Did it count? They are counting it on the floor. And they will take a look. Uroš Plavčić. What a first half. And for now, it is a good basket. No chance. No, they'll look at that and wipe it off.
Plavčić gets an A for effort right there.
Yeah, clearly got the touch late. So it'll be a 5-point game. As we go to the halftime locker room, Tennessee can be challenged offensively. They try to make it hard on their opponent, which they did. Coming up on AT&T at the half, first half analysis and an update.
And by Progressive. Bundle home and auto and save.
Gotta have to go here in the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden, Sweet 16 matchup. Tennessee by 5 over FAU. First half statistics. The turnover story was a big one. FAU did not protect the ball well early, better late. And this is a very interesting ball game right now. Low scoring affair. Brian Anderson with Jim Jackson. Where do you go with this now if you're Tennessee?
Probably the rebounding side, they thought he was going to dominate a lot more, but this is a better rebounding team being smaller FAU than you think. So that's something I know Rick Barnes wants to talk about. But defensively in the first half, excellent in closing the gaps. And what I mean by that is here. As the ball comes off, gaps are going to be open within this defense, you think. But then as we roll the tape, because now you get over your communicates, the ball has to be swung. Guess what? You want to drive once again, you're going to see a jersey. Gap is there, okay, close out. Now you're forced to take a long jump shot that's contested. Normally for FAU with that kind of movement, sometimes they can turn the corner. But when they were able to hit quick, that's when they've been able to get maybe 2 feet in the paint for a kick for an open shot.
Seth Davis is all over it at the half. Their three-point shooting. They've had some open looks, but it has hurt them. FAU 3 for 14 in the first 12 minutes. Jimmy, they turned it over 9 times. Tennessee took advantage of that, but they protected the ball well the last 8 minutes. 0 turnovers, just 6 points in the last 8 minutes from Tennessee, and it's 27-22 as we send it over to Allie LaForce. What'd you learn, Allie?
Hey, Brian, I talked to Coach May. He said we focused only on the last 7 minutes of play before the half. We didn't turn it over. We got big stops. Although the shots weren't falling, he loved the looks that they were getting. He did think they could utilize their shot fakes a little bit more. Defensively, he thought Plavčić got a little bit too much space to work with, so close some of those angles up and those gaps. Other than that, they're ready to rock and roll. They have a sense of confidence knowing this team is 10-1 in games decided by 5 points or less. They're keeping that in their back pocket.
Allie, great stuff, and you know why? It's because talking to Coach Dustin May, worried about making shots. He said, listen, we're a team that goes on spurts.
Yeah, good point.
So despite the 3 for 14 shooting, they're only shooting 28% in the last 2 games in regards to three-point shots. But as much as they can miss 3, 4, 5 in a row, they can spurt and make 4, 5, 6 in a row. And that's what they lean heavily on.
Yeah, I like that answer. We asked him about getting off to a good start. He goes, we're not worried about that. We're going to have spurts, whether we get off to a good start or not. We'll see. Florida Atlantic has the ball. Start this second half. A trip to the Elite 8 is on the line. Kansas State beat Michigan State in our first game. This is the guy they want to get going. Johnell Davis, he's had some big second halves already in his first 2 NCAA tournament games. Just 2 points in half number 1. He opens up the scoring here in half number 2.
And I like it because it got him going to his left hand, and it set up a jump shot. He was able to get 2 feet in the paint and then score a layup.
Vescovy buries a 3, could answer on the other end.
Vescovy gets it up so quick, and his movement off the ball is what creates the space needed once he's able to catch, set, and shoot.
Candace made the point about the rebounding. It's hard to believe FAU out-rebounded the much larger Tennessee Volunteers. +5 in the rebounding category right now. Tennessee does have one more offensive board. Elijah Martin will sidestep three. No good. And an offensive rebound. Nick Boyd coming in there with the board. You can see the athleticism, though, in these guards.
Yes.
For FAU. They've got bounce, and they are in incredible condition. Golden finishes. First bucket of the game for Vlad Golden. 7'1" sophomore. He transferred from Texas Tech.
Well, FAU's comp set in their conference, UAB, a little bit bigger, stronger. They out-rebounded them in 2 games +1. 76-75. So to rebound against a bigger team is something that they've had to fight against and battle against before.
To rebound, you got to put a body on someone.
Right.
And to put a body on these guys is a challenge because they are in motion.
Different bodies at Tennessee, too.
Turnover. Martin throws it right into the hands of Meshack. He's got great hands. By the way, you see how chill Candace was in that first half? She's chill. You know why she's chill? Because the Tennessee women have 8 national championships, and she's got 2 of them.
And she got the first dunk, I think, right?
That's right. So she's chill.
She's chill.
Be a little different story in the second half. Plavsic dropping bodies. It goes the other way. Offensive foul.
And a lot of times when you want to play physical and you're used to initiating contact, this is when you pick up an offensive foul. And I don't think Plavsic in that particular situation had to lower the shoulder. He was so deep. If he takes one power dribble, uses his hips, that jump hook is still going to be available.
Those two having a laugh, those 2 7-footers. Golden and Plavsic. Here's Greenlee now. He's got Vescovy on him. Jonell Davis picked up by James. Davis, who he slipped, missed it. Rebound James.
That was a clear-out play for him with the shooter in the corner to get to his left hand, but unfortunately, when he tried to jump stop, lost his footing.
Dump it inside once again. LaRoche Plavsic backs down. Golden misses. That was working early for Tennessee. Offense hard to come by, and then you're missing your point guards. Kai Ziegler, huge loss late in the season. ACL injury against Arkansas in the regular season, last home game. Not a lot of room to work for Nick Boyd.
But doesn't this play into Tennessee's hands as far as offense hard to come by? Except when you can do that.
Vescovy hits his second 3 of the half.
They're accustomed to playing the grinded out kind of games. I had them against Maryland here earlier in the year, and they just figure out ways to grind you out. The question is, can FAU be disciplined enough to stay with it throughout those little droughts they have?
Davis got the big man on him. He's just going to let a 3 fly. Settle for one. Well, you got a 7-footer on you. Another chance, and that one rains in. Boyd buries a 3. Nick Boyd, he's got a couple of 3s in this one. He has half of FAU's 3-pointers. 4-point game. It feels like Tennessee should be up 10, but they're not.
Conway right now has an opportunity. He's been very quiet. Well, Santiago Vescovy, if you're late, you're going to pay for it. But Boyd not to be outdone. It's a timeout, but listen, tell you something. It's a 7-point lead, but it feels a lot closer than that right now.
It continues tomorrow. Doubleheaders on CBS and TBS, and it all starts with the Nissan NCAA tip-off show, 5:30 p.m. on TBS. No number 1s on this day, but there will be 2 of the 4 number 1s remaining in action tomorrow. Golden will sit. We're at the 15:49 mark. Nearly 5 minutes into the second half. Florida Atlantic, despite poor shooting from 3-point range, are hanging in there. Easy bucket for Tennessee coming out of the timeout.
Man, tough. You're down 4, then you give up that easy one underneath out of bounds. Those are like special teams plays, so to speak, that you can get. Excellent offense that time by Tennessee in a great response. Greenlee able to get some of that loose change right back that they gave up.
Rosato's on the floor now for Florida Atlantic. He's a playmaker, even though he's a big man.
And comes in to match up with Adu.
Figure Olivier Kamwa, it's got to become a factor at some point. And they secure him off. John L. Davis with the rebound. This is a three-point game. A chance to tie it here for Florida Atlantic. Kamwa defending Greenlee. Lozano, the quarterback. Davis trying to turn the corner. James hit the deck. And that'll be the Owls' ball here. 11 to shoot.
Well, watch James right at the end. Even though he slips, he's able to reach down and get. Now, he got some hand on that one. He got away with that one.
Looked like he was trying to draw a foul first.
Yeah.
And then maybe given one. So a couple of no calls, and they play on. And now that's going to be a foul on Tyreek Key.
And that's what you do against pressure. You want to drive pressure. But it's not initially one-on-one. Is when the ball is swung, then you can attack that pressure. One-on-one, when this defense is set, the gaps are limited. But if you can move it, now you can attack that pressure off the dribble. Hopefully either get to the line, get to the layup, or attract some defense and you can kick it out.
2 for 2 here. James Kamwa will sit. Meshack back on the floor for his defense, and maybe Rick Barnes taking a chance that Julian Phillips, the freshman, can get it going offensively. Has the ability. Greenlee able to secure it, guarded by Vescovi, and now with 6 to shoot. Gaffney trying to dribble himself free. Gonna have to take a tough shot. Does so. Missed everything. And that's going to be a turnover. So Vescovi having to handle the ball here. That's such a huge story for Tennessee. Without their point guard Ziegler, they really don't have that ball handler. They prefer Vescovi to play off the ball, but he's their most sound ball handler at this point.
What happens is it puts players in different positions, but also the offense that you can run. It's different when Vescovi runs it to Blair to Ziegler. It's a different concept to it, an operation, and you don't get the same actions that you would get, and you don't get the same pace and push that you would get. Hence, you take away some of those easier opportunities because you don't have that particular player in your lineup.
Strong rejection by Adu on the other end. Tennessee trying to turn it into points. Vescovi closed down quick. Vescovi runs into a wall. Skip pass across. And the three-pointer no good. Adu just going up top on the little guys. Too small, says Plavcic. Adu now with 6 points.
That's where he made that same play and rebound in the first half. And I think that was over Greenlee, too, at the same time.
There's a swarm of mice in the house right there, Jimmy. The Mises. And that was easy for Adu. He got a block. He got an offensive board to put back. Davis is fouled, and free throws coming. But here that slap. Jonas Adu, Jim, 6'11" with a massive wingspan.
And that time, that's Jalen Gaffney inside trying to do all he can to keep Adu off the glass. And when the shot goes up, big fella understands his role.
7'5.5" wingspan.
Say that again.
7'5.5". They measure it all the way out. That's 6'11". Free throws here for John L. Davis. Still looking for his first 3 of the game. Hey, tune in to Inside March Madness. You can check out the play of the day presented by Buick Encore GX. I don't know which play they're going to choose, but it better come from
Noel.
Marquise Noel of Kansas State, who just put on a show today. Mr. New York City, the Kansas State diminutive point guard, 20 points, 19 assists, 5 steals in a Kansas State win over Michigan State. One of the great games I've ever seen in my time covering this tournament.
Well, it came down to the little things late stretch of the game. Michigan State missed some free throws, left it on there. The alley-oop to Keontae Johnson in the critical moments of that game.
This game's got a totally different feel, but just as close. It could be a dramatic finish as well as we go under the 12-minute mark. Meshack trying to create. Meshack hangs and finishes. Strong move by Jemiah Meshack. And that's an offensive foul. Florida Atlantic Too firm on the screen, and it's going the other way. Tennessee ball.
Well, Jemiah Mashack able to go left and then finish. This young man has been through so much in his life, personally. Ups and downs last year as a freshman of playing this year, but yet never deterred his spirit. Mother and father so proud. Mika's a sports psychologist and life coach, probably keeps his mentals right.
No question. Dad Elton, a firefighter, he's tough. Right. And he plays with quiet reserve, confident reserve. A little turnaround, comes up short. Forrest dumps it down inside. Golden against Adu. Turnaround jump hook short. Golden hits the deck. He falls down a lot. Here is Davis. Offensive board. And a score for Florida Atlantic. 7 points for Janelle Davis. 5 of those coming in the second half.
And how about 9 offensive rebounds to 8 for FAU?
Davis, in the first 2 games of this tournament, took over in the last 5 minutes. Both of their victories. Key rises up, no good. Golden the board. Florida Atlantic down 4 with a basketball. Going to be a foul on Key. Timeout on the floor. Janelle Davis starting to come alive here, Jimmy.
Well, if you're not making threes, you have to figure out another way to be effective. This time the offensive rebound, then the putback.
Just tell Siri, read my last text.
11.5 to go in regulation here. It's a rock fight. Tennessee up 4 over Florida Atlantic. 4 seed out of the SEC, the Volunteers. FAU out of Conference USA, their last year in Conference USA. 5 for 18 from 3, one of the better three-point shooting teams in this tournament. They make a few. Tennessee, you can almost feel those shoes tightening a little bit.
I told you, under 10 minutes, the lower-seeded team starts to feel a little bit of that pressure. You know,
another missed 3. This time from Forrest. So it is Vescovi who handles the ball. Mashack had a few possessions. It's always interesting to see who Rick Barnes goes with. Key. They clear it out. Backing his man down. He's got some of that game. Comes up short with an air ball. And a fight for it. Who touch it last? Officials look at each other. That'll be Tennessee basketball. 10 to shoot.
Well, even when Vescovi initiates the offense, he'll give it up and go do some weak side action to try to get himself back involved, you know, in the play with three-point shot off the ball.
Vescovi trying to get a quick one up. FAU guards it well. 5 to shoot. Mashack took a peek. Got to go. Pulls a 3. Mashack back iron. Key keeps it alive and right into the hands of FAU and Brandon Weatherspoon. Some tension right now in this possession. You can feel it with the Volunteer fans in the stands. Looking up top, Golden, catch. Ball movement. Great time here. Tennessee closing out well. Open 3 is good. Finally, FAU gets one to fall. Michael Forrest knocks it down. FAU as close as they've been since they trailed 7-6. James passed it up. Vescovi, long 3, contested. And Golden with a rebound, and he's fouled. Worm is turning a little bit. Does Tennessee have an answer?
Well, watch this. The scramble was great, but then right here, Vescovi and also James go after the ball, which leaves Michael Forrest open in the corner. A little miscommunication.
AT&T 5G taking us above the rim. One of the best plays of the night, most timely plays for FAU. FAU's only lead was 3-2. Tennessee had a 9-point lead. Florida Atlantic a chance to take the lead, and it's going to be Forrest again. Cash money from Michael Forrest. The Owls are in front. First time since the early stages of this game. It's an 8-0 run 9.5 to go. Tennessee desperate for an answer now. Drop the arm, drop the shoulder. Golden takes the charge. Adu turns it over.
And I think this was a 2-3 zone Tennessee employed. And it's Forrest once again to be able to knock it in. Good patience, good ball movement. And I talk about the physical play. This time it's Adu trying to get inside, a little acting by Golden, but it worked on the baseline, able to pick it up.
Point guard, Nick Boyd, cut off. Forrest again. Got a little shake in his game. Forrest, oh, here it comes. Coming off the bench, Michael Forrest, the Florida native, the senior in his final year. Adu, he'll take the mid-range jumper. Good looking stroke from the big man. Tennessee needed that one in a big way. Adu's got 8. Forrest has scored the last 8 for Florida Atlantic. Going to be a foul on the Volunteers. Adu. Jonas Adu picks up his 4th foul, Jimmy.
That's tough too, right there. I mean, in position. Johnell Davis able to initiate a little bit of contact. Down there in the single bonus for FAU, who shoots it from the free throw line at 71%.
Well, they've got a lot of time left in this game for free throws in the bonus already with 8:43 left.
Well, you know Davis. What that means. Drive the ball. Drive the ball,
Yeah,
Brad.
man.
Drive the ball.
And they've been doing that.
Yep.
Play NCAA March Madness men's tournament run. Pick 5 teams. You can make trades after every game. Compete with friends to get the most points, and you start your entry now at play.ncaa.com. Davis hits 2 free throws. He'll get a rest. He won't be down there long.
No, he'll get the timeout plus the break right now, so that'll probably be the last time he'll exit the game other than the under 4 timeout. So really good use of time to get Johnell Davis some rest, knowing that you're going to need him down the stretch of the game.
Tennessee needing an answer. Plavcic being hounded by Weatherspoon. Plavcic looking for room. No, Golden with a block. FAU ball.
Beautiful defense by Golden that time. Didn't back down, but also it was some help on the dig inside, and that was Witherspoon, who kind of was a deterrent to a clean look. Oh yeah, talk about defense. He said, man, we can play some defense as well. FAU.
Brandon Weatherspoon gave him some good minutes in the first half. Coming up big here. 3rd turnover this half. Ooh, almost one from Boyd. So you see that athleticism though on plays like that. Like they can get themselves out of some jams. Forrest kicks it to the corner. 3-pointer too strong. Elijah Martin had it laced up. Under 8 minutes to go. Tennessee down 4. Vescovi trying to get loose. Martin is with him step for step. Nashek, here's Vescovi now in the corner. Contested 3 is short. And give Elijah Martin a lot of credit. He's running the break now. Weatherspoon with a shot fake. Martin, 3-pointer. Down! Rick Barnes needs a timeout. They are jumping at Madison Square Garden. Florida Atlantic by 7 on a 15-2 run.
For FAU in the first half, it was 3 for 14 from behind the 3, couldn't find it. But in the second half, you stay with it, you feel good about yourself, you make the passes, you step up with confidence. As a result, now you're 5 for 9. You have a 7-point lead. You put the pressure on Tennessee to have to respond.
4 different players accounting for those 5 made threes. Look at that, 357 3-pointers made. That was top 6 in all of college basketball. 37% of their points coming from beyond the arc of their field goal attempts. And officials are taking a look at this here. Bottom of the screen, Plavcic just kind of sending Golden out. Golden trying to sell it. Officials, they're having a long conference.
Well, it was two things going on. I mean, you had Meshack underneath right here with the block out, and then
the root out.
With the root out, but that's not as much as what you're seeing with the elbow, I think, from Plavich and Golden.
So A.J. Desai, Brian Dorsey, Larry Scirotto. All right, thanks to Larry Scirotto. Go ahead.
It will be a flagrant foul on Plavich inside with the elbow. So flag Golden will go to the line and shoot 2, and they will retain FAU possession. Here's the elbow coming in right there. But he got him below. I can't see from that angle.
Gene Steratore is with us,
Yes.
our rules expert. Go ahead, Gene. Talk us through that one.
Well, I didn't see an awful lot on the elbow.
Right.
To me, it felt like they got tied up a little bit right here. Now, at that point, then 33, I think you got a common foul field there with him discarding. But I also think 50 is embellishing that contact
Agreed.
a little bit. I really didn't see something that looked like it really rose to the level of excessive to me. That's just my opinion on the play, guys. That's how I felt about
No,
it.
I'm right with you, Gene.
I'm with you. I didn't see an elbow or anything like. I saw 2 young men going after the ball, being physical, one more than the other, resulting to me in a common foul. It's unfortunate that it's this, and you know what they say.
Rasheed Wallace.
Ball don't lie. So that's on the first one.
I'm with you, though. I think, and Golden does that. Like he's embellished a few. He's gotten a few calls to his credit. Knocks down the second one. So
Theater District is right down the street, right?
We're here.
Broadway. Sell it. If you can get the foul, get it. Especially with the reputation of Tennessee that they brought in as being a hard-nosed defensive team. Sometimes you get those calls, and this time it went the way of FAU.
2 shots in the ball here after the flagrant on Plavich. That'll be FAU ball again. And that's going to take us to a timeout. FAU come to play here in the second half. Couldn't buy one in the first half. They're for real. Out of Conference USA, the Owls are hooting it up at Madison Square Garden.
You're going to stop the Bruins. You better stop this guy. Jaime Jaquez Jr. out of the corner for 3 of his team-high 17. UCLA leading 54-42. Back to Brian, Jim, Allie.
All right, Greg, thank you. Looks like a good one there in Vegas. UConn advancing. They took down Arkansas. Razorbacks ride is done. SEC with Tennessee, Alabama, and Arkansas. The last 3 left, just 2 now. So Golden able to draw the foul. Plavich with the F1. And we got an explanation from A.J. Desai. We are searching for what the officials told us was the play they looked at. And it was not on this end with the rebound. It was actually on an offensive possession by FAU when Plavich threw the elbow. We'll search it out. We'll show it to you when we find it. That was not what we originally told. So that'll be interesting. Here's Weatherspoon now. He lets a 3 fly. No good. And Golden there with the offensive rebound. 10 offensive boards for FAU. Golden's got 2 of those. Another chance as we go under 7 minutes. Forrest hits the backboard. Another offensive board. Weatherspoon puts it in. FAU, Jimmy, plus 10 on the boards right now.
When you play scramble defense like Tennessee has done in the second half, and Conway inside, you open yourself to offensive rebounds, and I think we found the play right here with the flagrant foul.
This is
right
what
there.
they looked at. Okay, so that's legit. That's an F1.
And they couldn't go back to look at it until it was a dead ball. So that's why on that play, they went back and reviewed it because the ball was dead.
Good job by the tape room finding that. And we appreciate the explanation. It came a little late, but we got it correct.
Well, we were right about the embellishment. So.
Yeah, we just didn't know that wasn't the play they're talking about. Combo misses a 3. James offensive board. Tennessee gets another chance. Volunteers got to get Combo going here. He's been quiet tonight. 0 for 5. Does have 3 assists, but hasn't scored. A dude. Wow. Buries that mid-range jumper.
Love the stroke, B.A. Two big-time shots for Tennessee to be able to hit that.
He's playing with 4 fouls. Under 6 minutes. Boyd, quick release, and he knocks it in high off the window with the layup.
Quickness. Now they've figured out the rhythm. It took them a half to figure out the rhythm of this game and how to kind of get inside this tough defense. And Adu once again
missed it. And that's going to be Tennessee ball. Foul on Florida Atlantic. Well, the run here, Jimmy, significant. 20-4. It covers 6.5 minutes.
Spurtability.
The spurt. That's exactly what you said.
That's what Dustin May said. He said, listen, I don't worry about it because I know my squad. We'll figure it out early or late of how to be able to knock in consecutive shots. And they've been getting some shots from the defense and making step in.
Needed it. Kama needed that one.
Yes.
Olivier Kama with his first made basket of the game. Kama went for 27 against Duke. Knocked down 3 threes. Approaching the 5-minute mark. Florida Atlantic, the 9 seed. Forrest gives it up. Martin with 7 to shoot now. Martin. James Wright with a tough shot off the rim. Adu with a rebound. Tennessee trying to get on a run. Meshack at the controls. Keep an eye on Vescovi. He wanted it. Dump it down to Meshack. Man, he's in the crowd. Meshack off the window. Meshack lost his shoe.
But that was a result of Olivier Kamwa inside, attracted the defense, kicked it back out, and immediately Meshack went back off the dribble and attacked the rim.
The #1 rated defensive team in the country, Tennessee, down 6, desperate for a stop. And it's going to be a foul on Olivier Kamwa. No shot. Free throws coming.
Yeah, Kamwa right there, not able to get that right foot down towards the baseline. More smart play by Johnell Davis to rip it through, read the feet of Kamwa, and attack that right foot to pick up the foul.
Changes here. Golden will sit. Rosado on the floor. 1-1 for Johnell Davis. He's got 9. 7 of those coming in the second half, make it 8. Gives him 10 points, double figures for Davis. TNT and TBS, your home for the intense action-packed Stanley Cup playoffs. It begins April 18th on TBS. Don't miss a minute of the action. Clutch free throws from Davis. Stretches that Florida Atlantic lead back to 8. Meshack gets a step on Gaffney. Meshack can't finish it, but he's fouled. He's fearless right now. You got to love that if you're Rick Barnes. He's out of position running the point guard, but he's going right at Florida Atlantic.
Well, but he understood, too, where the gap was at. And he went right away. He recognized that the left-hand drive was available, that it was some vacant space within the key, and once again took advantage. This time got fouled, got it to the free throw line.
First free throws of the half for Tennessee, and Meshack comes up empty. 60% free throw shooter during the regular season. Meshack started the last 10 games. The supreme defender now trying to score. He missed both free throws. Missed opportunity for the Volunteers. They missed half of their foul shots in this one. FAU can push it to a double-digit lead. Davis and a turnover. Meshack got the strip, secures it. There's those great hands. Jemai Meshack gives him a chance. It's going to be James who will handle right now. Ooh, almost a steal. Vescovi Gives it up. James steps into a three-pointer. And it's good. Big shot for Tennessee. Josiah Jordan James into double figures with 10. It's a 5-point game. That was a big swing. Instead of going up double figures, now it's a 2-possession game. Timeout. Dusty May wants to talk it over. Screws are tightening here at Madison Square Garden. The man's got Jordan and James in his name. He's built for it. For FAU coming up next, Jay Wright, the coach, Candace Parker, Seth Davis. They'll have all the highlights and analysis inside March Madness, presented by Buick, only on TBS. Somebody get a camera on Candace right now. Record everything. 5-point game. 7 minutes into the second half. Tennessee pushed their lead to 6. Allen Houston. Big Al. He's nervous. Had some moments here, didn't he, at MSG? Here's Greenlee with the basketball. 8 to shoot now. Getting late clock again. Boyd finds Davis. Best defender on him. Davis pulls it. Can't hit it. And a bouncing rebound to Jemai Meshack. FAU went on an 18-2 run. They took a double-digit lead, 51-41. And now it's 5, and Tennessee trying to cut into it. James. Shot fake, now he fires. Air ball, offensive board, Meshack. Oh, it looked like a foul. Here's Vescovy now for 3. No! Davis comes out of the pack. Boyd running up ahead. Boyd to the rack. He lays it in. 3-possession game. Meshack. Davis pokes it free. Almost a turnover. They do. Take it on Golden. And that's going to be a foul on Golden. Tried to draw one. It'll be baseline out of bounds.
On the long shot, the heads-up play by Davis is able to hit a streaking Nick Boyd. But again, in that situation, the opposite guard from Vescovy has to get back.
Yeah.
And you need some support. That time, no one. It was basically a 2-on-1, almost a 3-on-1 for FAU, and they were able to convert critical possession that time defensively and offensively.
Next FAU foul will put Tennessee to the line for a 1-and-1.
Trying to find Kamwa right there. Got a little mismatch. See if he can take advantage of it.
Kamwa turns, shoots, no! And it's Boyd with a rebound. FAU starting to sense it right now. They lead by 7. Ball control here. A massive second half run. Florida Atlantic. Davis in control now. Vescovy on of Davis. Shot fake. And that's going to be a foul on Vescovy. Free throws coming. John L. Davis.
B.A., I tell you what, for a sophomore to have the patience, the awareness, the little attributes in order not to kind of let the game speed him up. John L. Davis has shown that, it's particular in that situation, by being patient on the post.
Conference USA 6th man of the year. Put him back in the starting lineup down the stretch of the season and into the tournament play. First team all Conference USA. He's had a big second half here. 10 points, making 11 points in the second half. Florida Atlantic by 9. 1:37 remaining in regulation. Desperation time for Tennessee. Turning up a lot of clock here. Vescovy, nothing there. Elijah Martin has been a star defensively guarding Vescovy, and that's going to be a foul on Davis. That'll be free throws. 1-and-1 coming up for Tennessee. Tennessee, remember they went the last 8 minutes of the first half scoring just 6 points. Just 27 on the board in that first half. They led by 5.
you got to give credit to this FAU defense in regards to them locking in, getting stops when they need it. And I mentioned to you about Tennessee and teams that played Virginia that struggle sometimes offensively. They can win a lot of games defensively, but sometimes not being able to have that consistent offensive flow will come back to haunt you again. It's still a minute 21 left, a lot of time left, but this FAU team is not going anywhere.
Full court pressure here from the Volunteers. FAU beat Florida earlier this year. That's when they knew they had something special going. Greenlee, patient. Plenty of time here. Dusty May used to work for Mike Davis at Indiana, the Detroit Mercy head coach. He asked Davis to speak to the Owls after a game. Hit and out it goes. Offensive rebound. John L. Davis. And now the fouls come, and FAU, they got a lead 8 on their mind. Mike Davis met with the Owls of FAU, and he told them, you guys are a top 5 team in the country. If you believe that, you can beat anybody. And they are 50 seconds from a trip to the Elite 8.
The belief, the work, the time. You put yourself in a situation where you can compete. You say, well, how do they compete on the offensive glass? Well, because they keep you spread out. And when the shot goes up, because you're in scramble mode, you can't put a body on someone. And that has worked well for the Owls, in particular in the second half, to be able to gobble up and create alternate possessions in regards to having more so than Tennessee.
2 clutch free throws for Davis. 15 points now. The lead is 9. Tennessee got to get one up quick, and then a foul. Meshack will be headed back to the line. Remember, he just missed a couple of free throws. Mike Davis did have a caveat that we were told in that discussion from Dusty May. Said top 5 team, but you got to turn off the outside noise.
Yep.
You can't get selfish. And some of the players told Coach May, goes, I felt like he was speaking right to me, getting a lot of advice and counsel from people you trust, but when you're in the bunker with your team, things change.
And it says a lot about the maturity of the young men, because I talked about kind of the youth that is leading the charge for this Owls team, and for them to be able to absorb that and really truly understand what that meant. Says a lot about the character of this team. And that tip back right there.
Cobble.
Yes.
Big play right there. That makes it a 6-point game, 2-possession game.
And this is the part, a beautiful move by Comore right there to go around Golden, fake them on the inside, and went around the back and was able to tip it in. Again, it's only a 2-possession game.
Officials checking the clock here. 43-6 is on the clock right now. Well, Florida Atlantic, they make the free throws. They'll punch their ticket. Fouls are coming quick here. Davis, 13 second-half points. FAU has 2 timeouts remaining.
How about this? This is what they like to use. 5 men across the out-of-bounds line to kind of confuse the defense to see if they can get it in easier.
Utilize all that speed.
Greenlee
gets it easy, just outrunning Meshack, and the foul comes. That was close. But right now, Tennessee needs that foul to get him to the line to have a chance.
5 across, spread offense. Draw it up in the playground, right in the sand, and say, you go here, you cross here. I'll get you the ball.
Brian Greenlee at the line for FAU.
Brian Greenlee. Big free throws for him. Missed the first, still a 2-possession game. Greenlee, 64% free throw shooter. Rebounding enters Vlad Golden. Greenlee, an excellent defender. He and Elijah Martin have done a brilliant job guarding the perimeter. That's a big free throw right there. 3-possession game now. Tennessee down 7. Got to go quick. Meshack can't turn the corner. Runs into a double team. Needs help. Escamilla sidestep 3. No good. Cabo, another rebound. James, no good. Clock ticks. Into the backcourt it goes. Dusty May saying no fouls. Shot clock is off. FAU starting to sense it right now. Another one misses. The Owls are going to be moving on. Tennessee ball. 4.8 seconds left. They're going to take a look at it. It's only going to add to the drama here as FAU poised to advance right into your living room.
Vescovy on the back end of this, but it goes off. Oh, but it goes off of Boyd, but then it goes back off of Vescovy's foot. But was his foot out of bounds when it went off?
You want to get it right? It's moot at this point.
Well, I know.
But
yep.
He's standing out of bounds, so he.
Well, right there, it's off of Boyd,
and he's out of bounds.
And it's out of bounds right there.
So they want to look over here at us. We could
tell them right now.
Go ahead and let them know.
Yeah, cutting into my cigar time a little bit.
Tennessee, a major knockout of Duke in the second round. One of the great defensive teams in the country, but they couldn't pull away in the first half, even with Florida Atlantic shooting so poorly. And Tennessee is going to take a Sweet 16 exit here. Yeah, so they're taking another look again. I thought Boyd's toe was out of bounds when he touched it.
Yeah, Tennessee ball.
So Tennessee ball here. By the way, a little side note in this game that's very interesting. The two ADs of these universities are brothers. Danny White at Tennessee, Brian White at Florida Atlantic, and of course their father, Kevin White, longtime athletic director at Duke. But Brian and the Owls are the ones heading to the Elite Eight. That is the ball game. The Owls alive and well. They win it 62-55, and Florida Atlantic is Elite Eight bound. They're knocking off all the first times. First NCAA tournament win, first NCAA tournament Sweet 16 appearance, and now 3 straight victories to get them a date with Kansas State in the regional final and a trip to the Final Four on the line. Impressive performance by Florida Atlantic, Jimmy.
And what it showed was that, yes, Florida Atlantic wants to get up and down. They want to run. They want to shoot threes. But it also showed a level of toughness and stick-to-itiveness when shots weren't falling. They always kept it in the balance. And so when they made the spurt, they were able to overcome the lack of shooting. And I mentioned this, Brian, under 10 minutes, the game was still 4 or 5 points towards Tennessee. The pressure began to shift that way. And guard play for Florida Atlantic, to me, was the difference. They were able to spread out the defense and get some offensive rebounds and finish the game.
No team in college basketball has won 34 games except FAU. Houston could get there tomorrow, but right now FAU stands alone with 34 wins as we send it to Allie LaForce.
Congratulations, you two. Coach, I'll start with you. A program that hasn't been to the tournament since 2002. How's it feel to be going to the Elite Eight, Coach?
Well, it feels great to go to battle with these guys every day.
A lot of people don't realize this is a program that hasn't stumbled along the way this year. There hasn't been ups and downs. What have you known about this team that the whole rest of the country is just finding out?
They love to compete, they love the game, and they love each other.
What do you remember about recruiting this guy sitting in the stands with his family?
It took me 15 minutes of an open gym his junior year to say I want him.
I love it, Coach. When you see him get emotional talking about you, what does it make you think, Janelle?
You said, well, I hear you.
When you see Coach getting emotional talking about you, what does that make you think?
It make me think I'm a great player. That's all I think.
Have you thought about your mom and everything she sacrificed for you to be here today, and what would you like to say to her?
I'm always thinking about my people, man. I just want to say I love them. And we're gonna be good. We're gonna be good one day.
Enjoy it with your teammates.
Thank you.
We'll see you Saturday.
John L. Davis from Gary, Indiana. Another big second half. FAU dropped 40 in the second half after they were held to just 22 points. Davis had 13 of those 40 in the second half. And the Owls are moving on. Owls and Wildcats for a trip to the Final Four. Great job, Jimmy, Allie, our terrific crew. Thanks to Gene Sterator, producer Tom Heights, director Andrew Greathouse. Brian Anderson saying so long